It's another year, and another Call of Duty title is coming our way. Black Ops 7 is now the latest entry to the long list of titles in the genre, bringing changes and new additions to the gameplay loop that it offers. But can the new title be all that its fans want it to be? Is it worth your time and your money if you're on the fence about picking it up? Well, we're here to help you make that choice with a list of pros and cons that have surfaced since the game's open beta. So let's get started. A mixed response to the open beta.
Hardpoint locked down.
Here's the good news. Black Ops 7 is shaping up to be a more refined take on the formula from Black Ops 6, with a more tempered, tactical pace thanks to a new approach to level designs that we're going to get to here in a minute. There's also been praise for a new matchmaking system arising from community feedback. But those refinements are also the bad news. Many players complained that the game failed to keep them invested for more than a few matches despite its improvements, making the response to the open beta rather divisive. A common complaint was that it felt too close of Black Ops 6 despite the changes that it brought to the table, while others found its new maps rather uninspired and bland. However, depending on how much of a fan you are of the genre, your mileage may very well vary. A mechanical refinement. As we mentioned before, Black Ops 7 is an iterative upgrade over last year's title, which is not really surprising considering that the two games were being made almost side by side. The revised pace and improved omnidirectional movement systems are supported by a new approach to balancing both weapons and matchmaking. The game is set in 2035, which also sets the stage for the above-mentioned improvements to breadth, while also allowing for changes to the usual gunplay that it offers, thanks to the story bringing Section back in conflict with a familiar adversary. This one looks like it's going to be familiar but fresh all at once. A new approach to getting around. Changes to movement and traversal include boosting abilities that let you chain 3 wall jumps to access higher, out-of-reach areas. While they certainly could help you get around levels more easily, we're not sold on them being a part of the game when you're stepping into the shoes of trained military operatives. We'd even argue that it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit, but must concede that it is a trade-off between utility and disruption. Just be ready to see your characters pull off some moves that are certainly not doable in real life, even for the most highly trained military cadets. Campaign details. Set in 2035, David Section Mason leads Spectre 1 on a covert haul for Raul Mendez, who has resurfaced with a chilling broadcast promising to, quote, burn the world down in 3 days. Their pursuit pulls the team into Avalon and a wider conflict shaped by psychological warfare and the shadowy tech giant, the Guild, with missions that blur hard ops with mind-bending games. A new matchmaking system. Let's face it, the matchmaking in general was kind of stale thanks to its insistence on matching players with similar skill levels. But thanks to the feedback on the open beta, the open mosh pit reduces the SBMM's emphasis on matchmaking skill levels, and now you have the option of choosing between the two when you wish to dive into a match. It could be quite a nice touch, as low-level players could now dive into the action with higher-level players, resulting in a bit of variety. It's a good way to shake things up and is something you might want to try out yourself when the full game launches. New map designs are a mystery. The map designs that we've seen on the open beta are kind of a mixed bag. They're a tad cramped and tight, but do come with clear funnels and sight lines. They encourage a more tactical approach, but might seem limiting to players who prefer to go in guns blazing. We're gonna have to wait and see what other maps in the game bring to the table, but it is worth knowing what you're in for before you splurge on your own copy. Movements and perks. If you're expecting movement options like the tactical sprint as part of your repertoire as it was in Black Ops 6, you should probably know that it's now a perk that you need to have equipped if you want to access the boost of speed that it gives you. There have been quite a few adjustments to perk balancing since the beta, and you can expect new builds and playstyles when you're taking on other teams in matches. For instance, the TAC Sprinter is now at level 1 instead of 3, and the Hunter's Instinct perk effects are transferred to the Tracker instead. Hybrid perks. For those among you who like to mix and match perks, the game lets you combine different types to create varying combat specialties. For instance, combining perks from the Enforcer and Recon unlocks the Scout, which can let you go virtually undetected after a bullet elimination for about 5 seconds, while additional kills extend the timer. Or you could unlock the Operative by combining perks from the Enforcer and Recon specialties, earning an improved field upgrade charge from the stealth kills. The Overclocking system. The multiplayer mode is introducing a new upgrade system where you can overclock your equipment, score streaks, and field upgrades to maximize your build's lethality against your opponents. Each item comes with 2 unique overclock upgrades that you can eventually make available the more that you use them during matches, and even switch between based on the situation at hand. Examples include cluster grenades with controllable fuses or drone pods that mark detonation points on the minimap in addition to launching drones faster. A more rigorous anti-cheat system. The Ricochet anti-cheating system seems to be doing its work and doing it well, at least during the open beta. The game has reported solid results with cheaters being caught and removed before they even made it to a match, although a few did manage to slip through the cracks. However, it's still good news and might hopefully improve as the players begin to report instances of cheating that result in the suspected individuals being banned if they're caught red-handed. Performance issues. PC players have reported performance issues such as poor frame rates during the open beta. It's something to keep in mind if you're worried your setup might not be enough to run the game, especially since PC users are going to need Secure Boot and TPM 2.0 active to run the game, thanks to its stringent anti-cheating systems. Cosmetics pulled back after backlash. Black Ops 7's look will be tighter than last year's entry, with developments even passing on some big brand crossover deals that didn't fit the tone. It's also scrapped Carry Forward from Black Ops 6 and reworking several Vault Edition operator skins to read more grounded at launch, aiming squarely at avoiding the out-of-place, memey vibe that drew complaints in last year. Your Black Ops 6 weapons and skins are not carrying over. While some of you may be happy to hear this considering that they weren't really an aesthetic fit, your weapon skins, operator skins, and operators from Black Ops 6 are not going to carry over to the new game. However, if you're worried about cosmetic monetization, this could be quite a blow and underlines the concerns about more spending on new items. Platforms and PC requirements. Black Ops 7 is going to be available on November 14th, 2025 for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X and S. For PC players, the minimum requirements to run the game include an AMD Ryzen 5 1400 or Intel Core i5 6600, 8GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon RX 470 or Intel Arc A580 or NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970 or 1060 graphics card DirectX version 12. The recommended specs bump things up to an AMD Ryzen 5 1600X or Intel Core i7 6700K processor, 12GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon RX 6600 XT or Intel Arc B580 or NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 graphics card. Pre-orders and additions. If you're playing on last-gen systems, the cross-gen bundle is a great choice since you can always access the current-gen version of the game if and when you upgrade your console. It's available both digitally and physically and is going to set you back $69.99. The standard physical edition is only available on the PS5 and costs the same as the cross-gen bundle. The digital edition, however, is available on PC via battle.net and Steam for the same price. And that's a wrap on everything that you need to know about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Are you going to be diving in? Let us know in the comment section below.
And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at Gaming Vault, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.